A few years ago, I was walking in my car from class when I noticed a cute girl with straight but unkempt black hair wandering around campus and constantly looking to her phone as if it was a map. I approached and said, "You look pretty lost. Do you need any assistance?" She gave me a big smile and told me she didn't go here but had to pick up a friend who had locked herself out of her car. I made a lame joke about how lost she looked and, well, she got a kick out of it. As her laughter died, she asked if she could borrow my phone because hers had just died. That was a lie. She had just been looking at her phone before I approached her and I could see the screen was still on. I didn't object though. She was cute. Later that night, I noticed a new name was in my contacts. Jess, with the winky face. I made the connection right away and started texting her. One thing led to another and we began dating. You'd think we were the happiest couple in the world if you were to see us on one of our dates, always laughing with each other and whatnot, but honestly, something was just off about her. I couldn't put my finger on it, but from date one, something about her just didn't sit right with me. It became the sick obsession of mine. I would go home and think about it. What was strange about her made me feel so uneasy, but I just couldn't logically explain it. She did nothing particularly strange to me, and was always smiling and laughing. However, the voice in the back of my head was constantly telling me there was something off about her. I concluded I was being absurd and began to ignore those feelings because another side of me really liked her. That was until we had sex. On our sixth date, when we were watching a movie at her parents' house, who were dead asleep upstairs, when cuddling turned into kissing and, well, then stripping, you know how it is. The sex itself was amazing, but this isn't an erotica, so I'll spare you the details. Only after I finished did I notice the condom had been cut. Fuck. Did she do that? I looked up and she had this satisfied smug on her face, like she had just pulled off a heist or some shit. I told her I had to go and scurried home without saying goodbye. She tried to ask me what was the matter, but I just left. My head was racing that night. I was freaking the fuck out. My brother came into my room and told me to stop laughing because he was trying to sleep. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. I wasn't laughing. At least I don't think I was. He looked concerned upon seeing how broken up I looked. I curled up into a ball on my bed, in my own world, hardly processing what he was saying. He closed the door without saying a word. The next day, my sleep-deprived brain devised a plan to outsmart her. I spent that morning gathering the materials I needed and drove to the restaurant where my friend Kyle worked as a waiter. I told him I'll be taking Jess here tonight, and I need him to slip a Plan B pill into her drink. He was a good friend of mine, so he reluctantly accepted the task. She was relieved when I started answering her text. I told her I remembered that I had left the stove on the previous night, and that's why I rushed home. As for my phone, I said I managed to lose it upon getting home and didn't find it until the end of the afternoon. She thought I didn't know a thing about her little condom scheme. I have to admit, I started to understand how she must have felt the previous night. Nothing makes you feel smuggier than watching a good plan unfolding itself perfectly. Sure enough, Kyle slipped the pill into her drink and forgot her straw. Watching her sip down that Coke was the most satisfying thing I have ever seen in my life. It's my win, Jess, I thought to myself. as she put her empty glass down on the table. I'd have broken up with her the next day, but she tragically ended up passing away in her sleep. I must have gotten 30 voicemails from Kyle that morning. I never did listen to them. What an ordeal the whole thing was. Everyone's heard at least once in their lives. Never sleep with a crazy. Maybe she shouldn't have.